A grown man in the stand stealing that hat from
It was supposed to be one of those feel-good moments at a major sporting event. A tennis star riding the high of a recent victory reaches out to share a small token of appreciation with a young fan. But what unfolded instead was a stunning turn of events that turned celebration into controversy. The scene was set at the US Open. Polish tennis player Kamil Mszczyk had just secured a hard-fought win and, in a heartfelt gesture, approached the stands to hand his cap to a young fan named Brock. The crowd cheered in anticipation as the player extended his arm with the cap. It was the kind of magical connection between athlete and fan that often makes headlines for all the right reasons. But this time, the moment took a sharp and unexpected twist. Before the cap could even reach the child's hand, a man suddenly lunged forward. With astonishing swiftness, he snatched the cap away from its intended recipient. That man was identified as Pod Zurek, a Polish businessman and CEO of a company named Drogbud. The boy looked stunned. The audience gasped, and millions at home watched it unfold live, unable to believe what they were seeing. The image of a grown man intercepting a gift meant for a child went viral within hours. People paused, rewound, and zoomed in on the clip. It spread like wildfire across social media platforms. The internet was set ablaze by outrage. The internet has a unique ability to turn moments into movements, and that's exactly what happened here. The footage became more than just a shocking sports clip. It was a symbol of selfishness, entitlement, and public misjudgment. Outrage poured in from every corner of the globe. Users labeled Zurek's action as disrespectful, even disgraceful. The expressions on the young fan's face, confusion, disappointment, heartbreak, only amplified the criticism. What was meant to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience had been taken from him in front of millions. But the online community wasn't content with simply expressing disapproval. They wanted answers. Who was this man? Why did he act so impulsively? Was there any justification? Within a short span of time, internet sleuths had identified him and traced him back to his business operations in Poland. This wasn't just a nameless figure anymore. It was a person with a name, a reputation, and a company attached. And that's when the situation escalated from social media scandal to full-blown reputational crisis. When Pod Zurek's name became attached to the now infamous clip, everything changed. His personal brand and the public image of his company Drogbud were suddenly thrust under an uncomfortable spotlight. Search results for his name and business became clogged with criticism, memes, and angry headlines. The incident wasn't just about a hat anymore, it had turned into a PR catastrophe. People began review bombing, posting negative comments, and even encouraging boycotts. Meanwhile, Mszczyk, the tennis player who started it all with a kind gesture, took it upon himself to make things right. He posted on social media, asking for help locating the boy from the video. The online community responded quickly. Brock was found, and Mszczyk invited him for a special meeting, offered him autographed items, and helped him experience the moment that had initially been taken away. While the young fan walked away smiling, the storm around Zurek had only intensified. Under intense public pressure, Zurek finally responded. Days after the incident, he posted a formal statement on his company's website. For many, this was the long-awaited moment of accountability. But instead of putting the controversy to rest, the statement only added fuel to the fire. In his explanation, Zurek claimed that he believed the hat was being handed to him or possibly to one of his sons. He insisted it was a misunderstanding, a chaotic moment in the crowd that led to confusion. He apologized publicly to the boy's family, fans, and the tennis player. But there were inconsistencies. He described the child as injured, a word that sparked confusion. Was it a mistranslation? Did he mean emotionally hurt? Or was he implying some kind of physical harm had occurred? The ambiguity led to even more speculation. Furthermore, Zurek denied the authenticity of many viral quotes attributed to him online. According to his statement, he never threatened legal action, never mocked critics, and never posted any of the widely circulated remarks. He accused others of fabricating content for the sake of clicks and online drama. While he tried to take control of the narrative, public trust had already eroded. There's a common truth in the digital age: what people see often matters more than what they hear. And in this case, the video told a very different story than Zurek's statement. In the footage, Zurek didn't appear confused. He didn't seem hesitant. He reached out deliberately, snatched the hat with force, and ignored the visible protests from the child. The boy even appeared to pull back and utter something like, "No, what are you doing?" But Zurek held on. That direct contradiction between the video evidence and his written apology was too stark for many to overlook. The public felt like they were being asked to disbelieve their own eyes. What could have been an honest moment of reflection and remorse felt more like damage control. The apology, though structured and formal, failed to resonate. It ticked all the boxes on paper, but emotionally, it fell flat. It lacked the raw sincerity that people needed to feel from someone caught in such a controversial act. To make matters worse, unverified claims started circulating, some saying Shurik told the boy, "If you were faster, it would be yours," while others claimed his legal team was planning action against critics. Though Shurik denied all these allegations and media outlets labeled them as unconfirmed, the damage was already done. In the digital age, rumors move faster than corrections. Once an idea takes root, especially one that feeds outrage, it's nearly impossible to erase. Surik's reputation was now tied to not just a single action, but to a wider narrative of arrogance, insensitivity, and entitlement. Even his prior charitable work supporting youth sports and sponsoring community events was overshadowed. No one was interested in his past good deeds. The internet had decided who he was based on 15 seconds of footage. And perhaps the most haunting question of all remained: if cameras hadn't been rolling, would there have been any apology at all? While some online controversies fade within a news cycle, this one lingered longer than anyone expected. The reason? It wasn't just about a cap. It was about what the moment represented. It stirred up a deeper public frustration toward those in positions of wealth and influence acting without regard for others, especially when the others are children. Many saw the clip as symbolic of broader issues: privilege, entitlement, and the idea that some believe they can take anything simply because they can. Shurik, whether intentionally or not, became a face for that narrative. It wasn't just his name trending, it was what he represented to the audience watching the clip on repeat. Parents, in particular, voiced their concerns, imagining how their own children would feel if a moment of joy was stolen so publicly. Comment sections across various platforms weren't just filled with criticism, they were filled with personal stories. People shared similar experiences, times when their kids were overlooked or dismissed, all linking their emotions to that single frame of Shurik grabbing the hat. That's what made the backlash so potent. It was personal. It tapped into a shared sense of injustice. And no PR statement could fully erase that collective response. This situation also became a case study in how quickly the internet can reshape someone's public image. One moment, Shurik was a respected businessman. The next, he was at the center of a global debate about ethics, behavior, and decency. For many public figures, this served as a stark reminder. You don't get to choose which moments define you. In today's digital world, the camera is always rolling and the public is always watching, ready to replay, dissect, and assign meaning. The consequences weren't just emotional or reputational, they were tangible. Shurik's company saw its brand sentiment drop. Business partners began asking questions, sponsors reconsidered relationships, and all of it stemmed from a brief moment of poor judgment. But it also revealed something else: how the internet can correct itself. When the clip went viral, it wasn't just about shaming someone, it was about making things right. Thanks to the massive online push, the boy was found, the player stepped up, and a new memory was created, one rooted in kindness and community support. Thank you for watching this video. Our intention in sharing this story is purely educational and meant to encourage thoughtful reflection on how small moments can carry powerful messages in today's digital world. We do not intend to criticize or target any individual. Instead, we hope this story serves as a reminder of the importance of kindness, responsibility, and how every action, no matter how brief, can have an impact. If you found this video insightful, or if it sparked any thoughts or questions, feel free to share your perspective in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And if you'd like to explore more real-life stories that inspire reflection and understanding, please consider subscribing to our channel. Your support helps us continue creating meaningful and respectful content for a global audience. Thank you again for being here. Take care and see you in the next video.